Hello there everybody, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to go for a walk between two tram stops. We're in here at Exchange Square, as you can see opposite the Arndale Centre in Manchester city centre. We're going to walk to the next stop on the line, which is St Peter's Square. So we're going to follow the tram lines at the moment down Corporation Street. Just in front of us, heading northbound, as you can see, the tram 3110 about to pull into Exchange Square. I don't think it's a great name for a stop, Exchange Square. Corporation Street or the Corn Exchange would have been just fine, but I guess it is what it is. Now we're heading down Cross Street in a southerly direction. Heading down Corporation Street, towards Cross Street. Heading south towards St Peter's Square. On our right is Marks and Spencer's flagship store. Selfridges. On our left is the Arndale Centre. We're just walking under the footbridge that connects the two together, the Arndale Centre and Marks and Spencer's flagship store. Like I said, welcome to the channel. We're doing something a little bit different by walking between the tram stops, just have a look at a few interesting things along the way. We'll see how this one goes. We're going to stay as close as we can to the tram lines without walking on them. Right now we're going up to a junction where Corporation Street becomes Cross Street, and if we look to our left up there, that's the pedestrianised section of Market Street. To our right down there is Deansgate. And you can see that now we're on Cross Street itself now. The first building on the right, and I'll put links below in the description to it and anything else that may be interesting along the way. The building on the right there is a Royal Exchange. It's quite a large building, surrounded by shops, and there's an arcade through it. Quite a famous theatre. It's quite early on a Sunday morning. There's still people around. I'll try to get out early. And as you can see, we're following tram lines down Cross Street. And if you look up there, you can see all the different styles of architecture and brickwork which there are on Cross Street. There's sandstone, redstone, brick, white stone, whatever stone. It's one of the quietest stretches of track on the network. It was very, very well laid, I'd say. This section of line is quiet. The trams are moving on it. Really good. We come up on an interesting little feature. This is Backpool Fold. I always wondered what that was. And of course next door, right here, one of my local coffee shops, Pret. I suppose you've got to say that others are available. But here, heading south down Cross Street is a tram on the service to East Didsbury. There we go, and we're going to be following that tram, but obviously not quite as fast. Walking pace. So like I said, we're going to try and stay quite close to the tram lines. One interesting feature here on Cross Street is this here, Cross Street Unitarian Chapel. Once the domain of no other than the novelist Elizabeth Gaskell, whose husband was the minister here for most of his life, I think. They lived on Plymouth Grove, but of course they would have spent most of their life here at what was the original church. It's been rebuilt since. Of course, Elizabeth Gaskell, quite a famous Victorian novelist. I think was influenced by none other than Jane Austen. Wrote quite a number of novels, including Cranford, North and South. I think she also did a biography of Charlotte Bronte, no less. Was quite good friends, I think, with Charles Dickens. Sadly, she died aged only 55. I think her husband continued the ministry here for some time. But of course in the Victorian times it was the advent of the Industrial Revolution. It would look really different here on Cross Street at the time. They must have walked down here to the home in Plymouth Grove, probably about a mile away. Of course at that time also the rail industry was in its infancy, no doubt. It probably would have used the rail service as it was then. Liverpool Road Station would have been open, I would imagine. Not Mill, London Road, possibly. But so different to what we see today. Coming up to the end of Cross Street now, and just in the foreground here you can see the Albert Memorial and Manchester Town Hall as we turn onto Princess Street. The Town Hall and the Albert Memorial are currently encased in scaffold and plastic, undergoing some major refurbishment, which has been going on for some time, and I believe it's not going to finish until probably at least 2024. It should look pretty good when it is finished. We're just going to carry on up Princess Street. As you can see, on the right hand side is the side of the Town Hall, cased in plastic. On the left, a few businesses, shops and restaurants. Down the middle of the road is tram lines. It's a shared space. A couple of 100 metres in front of us, I guess, is Mosley Street, which is where we're heading, and St Peter's Square. St Peter's Square obviously looks so different now than it did way back in Victorian times, pre-Victorian times when it was just a field, and of course the site of the Peterloo Massacre itself. So we're not too far now from St Peter's Square. Still following the tram lines, and of course you can see on the right hand side the Town Hall. I think one of the first things we'll see, or should see, as we approach Mosley Street and St Peter's Square, on our right hand side should be the cenotaph there, which was moved from its original location. Then of course they could expand St Peter's Square tram stop. So now we are approaching the junction of St Peter's Square, Princes Street and Mosley Street. There's the tram stop in the distance here. There's a tram leaving about to head down Princess Street and Cross Street towards the Exchange Square where we've just come from. We are just going to cross over Mosley Street here to the path or the sidewalk. In that direction is Piccadilly, Mosley Street. This is where we're going, just a short distance now to the St Peter's Square tram stop proper, and a monument, statue or memorial, whatever you want to call it, to one Emmeline Pankhurst, no less, which is just opposite St Peter's Square. Tram stop on the left in just a few moments. Born in Moss Side in Manchester in 1858. Political activist, probably best remembered for organising the UK suffragette movement and helping women gain the right to vote. There we are, a memorial of Emmeline Pankhurst, overlooking St Peter's Square and the St Peter's Square tram stop. There's the tram stop, back of the Town Hall, Central Library, and of course the Midland Hotel. Thank you very much. Until next time.